Chewy, say good morning to the vlog.
Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. So today is actually pretty busy, so I figured today would be a great vlogging day. I have about 3 meetings to go to. At 1 o'clock, I have a research didactics through my school where I think we're gonna talk about like scientific writing and manuscript stuff, which is good because that's something we'll be working on throughout the summer. And then sometime around 3 o'clock, I have a meeting with my research mentor to discuss kind of like where I am at with the IRB and literature review and all that kind of stuff. And between those meetings, I'll actually talk with you guys a little bit more about like what the research block is that we're in right now, kind of like my responsibilities, where I'm at with my research and all that kind of stuff that I don't think I've talked too much about in the past. So that'll be really awesome. And then around 4 o'clock, there's a meeting held by med school coach on entrepreneurship and medicine, which I think would be awesome to go to because, you know, I've really enjoyed doing stuff like this YouTube channel. And so entrepreneurship and medicine, I think will be really cool to like, you know, learn more about. So yeah, it's a pretty busy day of meetings. And then later tonight, I'm gonna go to the gym and I think I'm gonna hit legs today. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but after 2 weeks of consistently go to the gym every single day, I am now sponsored by Gymshark, which, you know, I'm really happy about. I'm really thankful that they have decided to sponsor me. You know, I really can't express my gratitude enough. I'm just kidding, guys. I wish I was sponsored by Gymshark. This is just like an old t-shirt I got a few years ago, but I know Abdaal has been chasing that dream for a while now, so I'm absolutely rooting for him. On the real though, I actually have been very consistent about going to the gym over the last few weeks. If you guys remember in my last vlog, I went and got a gym membership, even though it was a little bit pricey. I think I'm paying like $25 a month for LVAC, which as a medical student, I don't have $25 a month just to like throw around. But, you know, I really did want to like invest in my health this summer and hopefully, you know, build some good habits that I can maintain for the rest of medical school. Even, you know, if it costs some money, I think that it'll be really healthy for me. And speaking of spending money, I did go and buy an Apple Watch SE the other day because I wanted to actually be able to track my workouts. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did have an Apple Watch before and it's this one. But a few months ago, I actually dropped it and it shattered, which is pretty unfortunate. And so of course I haven't been using it. But this is like the Model 1. It's like the original Apple Watch and I just didn't see the value in like getting it repaired. So I just haven't had one for a few months, but now that I've actually been like working out like really consistently, I want to actually be able to track my workouts. So it's been really nice to like upgrade to the SE, which actually does have a little bit more functionality than the model that I was using before. But yeah, you know, again, I don't really have much money. But I do want to invest into my health and make sure that I am living healthy and that my quality of life is up. And even if that means spending all my money, I think it's worth it. Anyways, I've done enough talking. I'm gonna get my morning started. I actually woke up earlier and like rode my e-board around at the park, which was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen the video where I got my e-board and like unboxed it and rode it around for the first time, make sure to check that out. And so I kind of just rode around the park this morning, watched the sunrise a little bit. For right now, I'm just gonna work through some Anki cards and I'm also gonna do this like Amboss summer crash course review thing that I signed up for, where every single day they send us an article to our emails with like practice questions of just things to review, which has been really nice. And then I'm gonna work on my research a little bit before my meetings today, which again, I'll talk a little bit more about my research later in the vlog. And then I think I'll also just like respond to some Instagram DMs, YouTube comments, all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, let's have a productive morning. Alright guys, so we just finished our research didactics meeting. We were talking about scientific writing and manuscript writing, which is great because I'll have to be working on all of that throughout the research block and over the next few months as I work on my project. And I'm gonna be having my meeting with my research mentor at 4. He actually texted me and asked if we could push till 4, which is unfortunate because I wanted to go to that entrepreneurship and medicine meeting, which was totally elective. It's not even through my school, so it doesn't really matter. But in terms of what's going on with the research block right now, so we started our research block this week. After our semester, we technically had like a 2-week break, which a lot of students just kind of like start on the research anyway. In that time, so it's more of a formality. But right now we're in our dedicated research block from now until the end of July. And so I personally will be doing emergency medicine research, specifically looking at cardiac arrest data. Emergency medicine is a field that I worked in for about almost 2 years as a scribe and is a field I might be interested in, although I'm kind of interested in a lot of fields. So It's kind of hard to pick, but I figured emergency medicine research would be a good place to start since I don't have like a huge research background. And so I approached a mentor a few months ago, and I was hoping to like just jump on an emergency medicine project, but he told me that he likes his students to like come up with their own project, and ask the question and then lead a entire project. And so I basically came up with an idea. I'm not going to talk about the specifics because it's still in the very early stages. I still have to finish IRB and get it approved so I can even like start the study and start collecting data, which luckily I'll be using the local teaching hospital's like database to like get my data and everything. So even though I'm gonna have to wait for like IRB approval, which could take like several weeks, we haven't even finished the IRB. I've been working on it over the last few weeks, and we're gonna talk pretty much exclusively about that today. Hopefully he likes what I've worked on the IRB and he thinks it looks good, or if he doesn't, he can like kind of like tell me what I need to work on between now and next week, because we really need to get that approved so that I can start the study. And so basically, once the study's approved, I'll start collecting data. I will have like 2 research assistants, which is really awesome, through the undergrad research program with my school. And so they'll basically be able to like help me collect data. And so my job with this study will basically be to like lead the study. Like I've pretty much created the study, asked the question, the hypothesis. I'll be writing the entire manuscript, working alongside my research mentor. I'll be leading my research assistants to like kind of like collect the data so like they know how to collect it, and then I'll analyze the data and I'll do the entire manuscript. So basically everything. I'm really lucky that I'll have some help, but overall I still have to like lead the entire study, which is going to be kind of difficult because I don't really have a big research background. I was really hoping to like jump on a project and kind of like learn by watching, or just having a small part in it. And now I'm like leading like my own study, which is going to be a good experience. Overall I feel like once this study's done, I'll feel a lot more confident like doing other projects, because I'll have the entire experience of doing the entire project, like the leader role, and really pretty much doing everything, which is great. I really wish I had finished the IRB before the semester ended. I was just so much more focused on like finals and everything. But if I had finished the IRB by like the end of May, which I could have, I knew my study question at that point, it would have been great to have it approved, because it can take a few weeks. So that'll be, again, the primary thing today. I've been working on literature review, which takes forever. And just kind of getting organized. And again, this is like my first real experience with like research, so it's a little bit slow for me. I'm a little bit scattered right now, but I am excited to work on this project. I think now that like we're in kind of like the dedicated block, I'm more excited than I was like during the semester, because I just wasn't thinking about it as much during the semester. But yeah, hopefully today's meeting is productive. It's gonna be in about an hour. I've got some pasta going on the stovetop right now, so I'm gonna eat and continue to work on the IRB. And I don't know, hopefully he likes the progress I've made on it, and he can help me out with some of the things that I don't know, because it's like an IRB that's specific to like some details with like the hospital as well, which I just straight up don't know. So hopefully he can like kind of fill in some of my gaps. He can review what I've worked on, and yeah, I don't know, a little bit stressed. I definitely enjoying the downtime in the research block, where it's like more of my time. Like I can kind of like allocate my time where I want it to go. But it's also really difficult not having like set, I don't know, kind of like things to do. Like I basically just have to work on this project, and sometimes that can be a little bit hard. But I think as I keep getting into it and I kind of figure out the outline of everything, I think it'll start to like really, play out well. So anyways, I'm gonna eat some food, keep working on this, and I'll catch up with you guys after my meeting. Yo, look how good this looks. This is like a plant-based chicken Alfredo pasta thing that I literally made right out of this packet. And yeah, I've had it before and it's super, super yummy.
Hey Shaun, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing well, doing well.
All right, guys, so I just got done with my research meeting and it went really, really well. He liked all the things that I worked on the IRB. He said he really was impressed with my introduction, which is like the 2 paragraphs that I worked on. I think I had like 15 references for it, so I worked pretty hard on writing it. So I was really happy that he likes it. And we started the process of submitting the IRB, like the entire application, everything. There's just a couple things that he needs to do, and there's one more thing that I need to work on, or like an additional thing that I have to like create to kind of include in the submission. It's just like some sort of like data defining sheet, like definitions defining sheet. The goal is basically to have our parts done by Friday so that he can submit the application by Friday, which is really awesome. That's really exciting that we're getting the IRB just like submitted by the end of the week. And then in the time while we're waiting for the IRB to be approved, I'm basically just gonna start writing the manuscript and just like, kind of formatting it, creating tables, all that kind of stuff. Basically, I can do most of the things like the methods, introduction, everything that doesn't require actual like data or data analysis or discussion of the data. So that's kind of what I'll be doing over the next few weeks. So I'm super stoked, really productive day. I think right now I'm just gonna take some downtime, relax a little bit for the evening. I'll go to the gym in a little bit. And yeah, it's been a really great day. Oh, and before I forget, I do want to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's vlog, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that allows you to explore new skills or deepen existing passions. Skillshare offers thousands of classes ranging from photo and video editing to music, animation, and productivity. And I've literally said this a million times, but they have classes on how to study more productively, which I haven't taken yet, but I really need to. They've got classes for beginners, pros, masters, or even those who just want to dabble a little bit. And these classes include combinations of video lessons and class projects so you can actually practice your skills. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, which means that there are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so you really can explore as far as your creativity takes you. And it is less than $10 a month with the annual subscription. As a medical student, I think it's really important to keep up with any hobbies and creative interests outside of school, and Skillshare makes it super easy because you can just pause the class and resume it later. As you guys know, I edit on Final Cut Pro exclusively now, all because of Skillshare. I took Abdaal's class on how to edit on Final Cut Pro, and I learned so much from it. Like, I'm only confident with Final Cut Pro because of Skillshare. And again, I love that these classes are super quick, easy to follow, and I can use them as a productive break from studying. So make sure to check out Skillshare, and the first 1,000 people that use the link in my description will actually get a free trial of the Skillshare Premium membership. Thank you so much again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and now I'm going to relax for a little bit before I head to the gym. Alright guys, so I just got done with my gym session. I'm vlogging on my iPhone just like old times, but it was an okay session. I hit legs today, and what I've been enjoying doing before pretty much every workout as like a warm-up, especially for leg day, is this like thing I saw on TikTok where you do like a incline of 13 at a speed of 3 for like half an hour. I usually do it for about 35 minutes to an hour, kind of depends on if it's like a high cardio day or if it's a warm-up, but it literally feels like you're just like walking up a hill for like at least half an hour. It really gets you sweating and warmed up, so I've really been enjoying doing that. And in general, I haven't really been like doing some sort of strict workout regimen or diet plan or anything. I'm a big believer in the idea that you shouldn't just jump into like these big goals. You shouldn't just like change everything you do about your exercise or everything about your diet all at once, like people tend to do with like New Year's resolutions. I'm a big fan of the idea that you should make small changes that kind of like lead up to big changes over time. For example, right now, my main goal is just to like go to the gym consistently. It's not about like what I do at the gym or how much I do at the gym. When I show up, I kind of just, do what I'm feeling, or if I haven't worked something out in a while, that's what I'll do that day. But I'm not going in with like this strict plan because again, I think people tend to get discouraged when they have these like really strict plans. So again, big believer in like small changes in your lifestyle, such as just going to the gym, just showing up, or just making like tiny little modifications in your diet, just being a little bit more conscious. I think that's most important, especially when you're starting, and then over time I'll probably develop my habits. But anyway, I'm gonna go home, shower, eat something, and relax for the rest of the night. Maybe do some video editing, probably edit this vlog that you guys are watching right now. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today in the vlog. I hope it gave you guys some insight into what my research is gonna be like throughout the summer. And throughout the summer, my vlogs will basically just be, a little bit more relaxed. Just like research updates and talking about like what I've been doing throughout the summer and like routines, and maybe just some fun other videos of me not doing anything medical school related. So yeah, I appreciate you guys joining me today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.